We're working on a petition to reform the succession law in Uganda. This week marks 10 years since the law was passed, and we have had discussions but not a lot of progress towards tabling it in Parliament, and so we are activating the citizenry to be part of this process and to support the reform of the Succession Act. The reason for this move is because in 2006 there was a petition by Law Uganda against the Attorney General to annul sections of the Succession Act that were not gender responsive. We are a country that subscribes to equality, and therefore we, in that petition, nullified sections of the Succession Act that did not promote gender equality. And what were the key complaints? One, that there was no equality in inheritance. Female or girls did not have the same rights to be heirs as the boys. Two, that the right to choose a guardian did not include clauses of equality. The decision of the matrimonial home staying with the surviving spouse in case of remarriage did not promote equality, in that if you remarried, then it kind of meant you had to leave your matrimonial home. The other issues were around, can girls inherit the same as the boys? And so all these sections, about 6 of them, were nullified on the basis of not complying with the Constitution. And so since then we have had a lacuna or a gap in the law, and so whoever wanted to seek justice had to go to a court of law to interpret, and therefore the decisions of the courts did not also promote equality, or were, depending on which judge you are before, that your rights would be recognized or enforced. So the reform of the law means that, one, would have a Succession Act that is in tandem with the constitutional provisions, and two, that the right-seeking public does not necessarily have to go through a court process, but can actually cite the provisions of the law to have their rights recognized. And so the current petition that we are promoting, asking the citizenry to support, is to say, can we have this law tabled in Parliament? Drafts have been developed, they're already at the Law Reform Commission, but they have never been tabled. It's 10 years since this process started, and it's overdue, because the majority of the cases we have now around succession and inheritance and land cases are revolving around that. We've seen increased deaths, divisions in the family because of rights. So we really need this law tabled and passed with urgency. We've seen widows thrown out, so we need these issues solved as soon as possible.